Hello, welcome back to Creeping It Colorful. My name's Lori, and today is Terrifying Tuesday. This is the picture that I picked to try to color some of it today, and it's in the Adorable Creepy coloring book. I'm not going to do the whole page today. I'm going to do some today and maybe finish it either on Sinister Saturday or just keep it for next Tuesday. I'm going to be using Prismacolor pencils and try to figure out what I want to do first. I want to look through here because I've had different colored hair, and I want to try to do her hair first. There's gray hair. There's red hair. There's black hair. I think that's what I have. So we have red, gray. We don't have brown. Brown's one we haven't tried yet in this book, so I think I just may be doing her hair brown. Okay, we'll do that. She looks so angry, doesn't she? I don't really have my I have my extras, my two drawers of extra Prismacolors out today, so I'm going to just use those. Okay, this is dark brown 946. Let me make sure you guys can see that. There you go. I'm going to start doing like the shaded parts first. Let's see what we can do here. It's so quiet here today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if any of you have children, but you know, whenever it got quiet, that's when you're like, okay, what are they really up to? It's weird because you want them to be quiet most of the time, but the minute that they are, you get so paranoid. You're like, okay, because it's unusual, more or less. But it is like extremely quiet here, and it's probably going to get a little bit noisy because my husband's going to soon be home from work, and I texted him that I was going to be doing a video, and hopefully he checks his messages before he stomps his way in. I can't get over how creepy this little girl looks, though. My goodness. She has like Jack Skeleton eyes, doesn't she? Jack Skeleton didn't have any kids. Or maybe he did. And this is Jacqueline Skeleton. There you go. There's a thought. They have a little bit of grayscale going on in the back here. And then we were told, Mark and I were told that our one neighbor that lives like 3 doors down, who is obnoxiously loud in any way he can be, whether it's his vehicles or just when he has people come over or whatever it is, you know, being 3 doors down and you can hear that, that's, you know, he's just, I don't know what's wrong with him. Well, we kind of know what's wrong, but anyway, we were told that he's moving and he had to be out by yesterday, June 1st, and the sucker is still hanging around like a stale fart. He's just like lingering. And so if you hear any obnoxious noise, it is probably our neighbor. Yeah, they say when you get older, things that didn't bother you as a kid or when you were younger bother you as an adult and older. Well, let me tell you what, he just bothers me. He doesn't have, he's just arrogant, and we had our lawnmower wasn't working, and he had moved in not long after when Mark asked him about helping out with the lawnmower. I'm not liking this color. It is like too reddish for me. I'm gonna make sure I don't have the same color. And pick up the same color twice. Oh, here's the dilemma. I won't know what color that is. And this one looks a little reddish too. I am sorry, I do not know what color this is that I'm using because there was no number on it and I have no others to match with it. So, but I'm going to go back over that a little bit. It's still reddish. What the hey? Well, it's a little darker. Now, when it's by itself, it's darker. It's not doesn't have that red tone to it as much. So that's a good one. It's better. So anyway, Mark noticed he had a lot of lawnmowers and such over there. So he asked him. He says, "Hey, do you know a lot about mowers and stuff?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm a landscaper," which we have yet to see him even go to work. But anyway, so he says, "Well, I have our lawnmower. We brought it home and it ran and then all of a sudden just stopped. Decided not to." So he asked him. He said, "Would you mind taking a look at it? I'm thinking it's a spark plug, but I'm not sure. I'm not too handy with these." And he goes, "Yeah." So Mark wheels it over to him, and one day goes by, another day goes by, and then it rains, and Mark it takes a lot for Mark to get upset with something, right? So he says, "Okay, I'm going over to the neighbors. I'm going to get what's left of our lawnmower back." And I said, "What do you mean by that?" And he said, "Well, he took it all apart. He's got it in pieces over there, and it's been out and exposed to the rain and everything. And he hasn't done anything with it." He says, "So I'm going to take it back because he's not doing anything with it, and I'll just ask the other neighbor which I should have went to begin with." And so he's just a mess. We had scrap. We gave him scrap that we had when we were cleaning out our shed and stuff. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm so tired. I think I'm going to. I was wondering if I should make her red, white, and blue again, just like this other little girl I did, since it's June only has Flag Day, which is also my mom's birthday, but I'm gonna just do something else. I'm gonna give her a green dress. Okay, I'll use this one. It is PC911 olive green. So I'm going to use that one for shading purposes. Uh-oh. It's wobbling. My tip is wobbling. Gotta make her look a little grungy for this book theme. But anyway, it is really nice and quiet. So hopefully he has packed up the last of his stuff and has been gone, because I haven't been, like creeping at the window waiting for him to go or anything like that. So I could say this much: I would probably hear if he was gone, because I'd hear the vehicle go. cats are all calm. It's funny. The cats are all calm and taking naps and everything. Then when Mark comes home, they get mischievous. They run around and get in trouble. I tell them, I say, you know, these guys, they don't bother me all day. They just lounge around in the sun and are calm. And then Daddy comes home. First thing that happens when Daddy comes home is they get all excited because they think, I don't know how this happened. I think it's because he used to always come home around 5, and that's when they eat. And so they get excited because they think it's time to eat. And that's one of the things that gets them all geared up when he comes in the door. No matter what time he comes home, they're like, oh, it's time to eat. But then you have to wait a bit if he comes home early, like he might come home today. I'm going to probably do her socks, maybe. Do I want to do them in a darker color? Or, let me see. I'm still picking here. I'll do a grass green. I don't know what I'm going to do that for here. Let's see. I had olive berry. Let's see. What was this one? This one said olive green, and this one is same thing, but it says very olive. Olive green, very olive. Yep, this is the same thing. Alrighty, let's see what this one says. Dark green. That's what I was looking for. I'm still looking for other ones to go with that. Somehow a Crayola got in my box here. That didn't sound right. And a Fantasia. What the heck? This is a mishmash in here. Okay, so I don't have my chart here, but I'm going to go along here for this. Make her socks a little darker green. Yesterday it was nice out. I didn't really go out much today, but yesterday, to sit outside, it was nice. It wasn't so hot and it wasn't cool. It was just right. I think it was like 72 degrees. And Thursday, it's supposed to be close to 90. Tomorrow's like, I guess tomorrow's mid 80s. And then it's going to get nasty. I'm going to do her gloves the same as her socks. I'm going to do her scarf a lighter green. I have some light green in there. There's a lot of stuff on here. I can imagine what that stuff is. So we're going to be careful not to get in the area of that drippy stuff, because I know what that is. So I'm going to share a little tidbit with you today that happened to me. I had gone to some dollar stores. I was going to a dollar store I haven't been to in a long time. And here in PA, when you're some places along the highway, they'll have you go off to make a certain kind of turn at the intersection, and so the sign will say all turns here, and then you take that little rampy thing up to the red light. Well, that's what I did today, and I'm sitting at the red light waiting, and the main highway's going through here. Route 61's going this way, and I'm sitting this way to cross it to get over to this town. And I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm jamming to Def Leppard, and all of a sudden, the light changes, and I'm still jamming, and there's a person next to me who's turning left, and I was going straight across. So I go on the gas, and as soon as I go on the gas, whoosh, right in front of me, a vehicle went. If I wouldn't have hit the brakes when I did, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you guys. That scared me. I'm sorry. This is Grass Green PC 909. That scared the living crap out of me. I sat there at that intersection for a few seconds, and I just was like what just happened? What did I just see? It was happened so fast. That would have been my second T-bone accident, and I don't think I would have lived through this one. He was flying. He was really, I don't even know how I stopped in time. I have no idea. I mean, he was mere inches from the front of my vehicle, and I just, whew, that really, I mean, I have PTSD from the other accident. I am very nervous when I'm in the vehicle with Mark. You know, I know he he tolerates it because he knows why I am the way I am. But I often tell him, like he says, look, I've been driving all these years and I've never had a major accident. And I said, yes, okay, you may say you're in control of your vehicle, but you never know what the other person is capable of in their vehicle, if they're in control or not. And that guy was not in control. Seriously. You know what? It happened so fast, I don't even know if it was male or female or what in that vehicle. I couldn't see. Okay, I'm going to do apple green in these here. So it's going to be a little lighter. In the gloves and the socks. Yeah, so I'm still a little shaken from it, actually. I mean, I was a mess. I don't even know how I made it to that store, but I sat in that parking lot for a little bit, just trying to reflect. I called Mark and said I almost died. That's what I said to him on the phone. He says, go home. And I'm like, I just need a moment. But it was just crazy. Right through the freaking red light. And it had been, I mean, like, it wasn't like I stomped on it and went right away, you know, because they give you a little time that the light actually gives you a moment before that they should be stopped at the red for a little bit before you go. And man, I mean, and it was so bad that the person next to me was like next to me. He would have got hit and I would have got hit. And the person across the highway mouthed to me, "You okay?" And I just was like, I didn't say anything. My mouth was open. I was just like, I just shook my head, and I just went across the highway then. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this just happened. I was just in too much of a shock. Okay, so you know what? I'm liking the way this looks. So I'm gonna do her scarf the same way, or whatever that may be. I'm gonna use this one here. Back to the dark green 908. Yeah, so that's just my way of interpreting driving skills. Is no matter how careful you are, you never know what the other driver, what's going on with them. They could be fighting with whoever's in the car with them. They could be having a medical episode that happens. We had a person do that here in town just the other day on Saturday. they always have like alerts on our um, town group thing, groups, and one of them was that somebody hit a post at this intersection. Now that's in the middle of our town, and the intersection that is there is like it's there's no reason for you to veer off and hit anything. It's just a four-way intersection with a red light. And for some reason, this person hit the pole. Hit the pole that the light is attached to. And so someone commented, how do you do that? And then they said it was a medical episode. The person, I'm back on Apple Green 912. The person had a medical issue that caused them to lose control and hit the pole. I remember when I ran with the ambulance, when I was a first responder, I was on one of the main streets here in town that I lived on, and I had heard this crash out in front of our house, and I went running out to see what I could do, and it was a lady, and she was like very groggy, and she could hardly talk or anything, and I said, first thing I said to her, "Are you diabetic?" Because I thought maybe she was having low blood sugar, and she said no. And I said, have you taken medication that is making you drowsy? And she said, yeah. Here she was she was just got from the doctor's office, not doctor's office, I should say, the pharmacy. She had been to the doctor prescribed her pain medication for her back, and she decided she was going to take it on her way home. I mean, I don't know if the doctor had warned her not to do that, but she did it. And she was falling asleep at the wheel. She said, I don't remember what happened. I'm doing 935 black, doing her shoes. I don't know what happened. I think I blacked out, or I fell asleep or something. And she was like so shaky, but she was lethargic. She was just like, she could hardly talk. She was talking really slow, and she was very out of it. I thought she hit her head or something, but there was no sign that she did. And she said, no, but my back really hurts now. And I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I kept her company till kept her head in a oh god, I can't even think of what they called that anymore. We hold her head still so they don't move it just in case. So I was behind her in her passenger seat, behind the driver's seat, holding her head still till help got there to put a neck brace on her. But she was very messed up, and I was talking to her, and I said, please, whatever you do not ever do this again. If you plan on going somewhere, have somebody take you. I'm gonna do 50% warm gray PC 1054 for her shoes. And she was like apologizing. I'm like, hey, no one else got hurt. No one, and you just seem to be really shaken up. But I'm telling you, you can't do that kind of stuff with your medications. I know now. You know, I'm like, wow. I wonder if the doctor even told her, or the pharmacist. My goodness, there got to be medication she never had before, or she would have known what it did to her. But she was in so much pain with her back, she decided to leave the pharmacy parking lot after she took a dose of it. Yeah, so you got to be careful. And I always used to tell Mark, like, don't, and you don't take your medications with alcohol. You don't just, you know, eh, he says, yeah, I was never told that. And I said, well, if you look on your medications, it'll tell you that. But I'm just telling you, it's not a good thing. Okay, I'm going to do Beige Sienna 1080, PC 1080. I'm going to start to do her face a little bit here. Yeah, so just be wary of your medications. Read them. Read them. Read the instructions. If you have questions, if you have questions like you're thinking like this lady, maybe I'll just pop one on the way home so that I don't have such pain. Read your medications or ask the pharmacist. Is this okay if I take one before I leave here so I can tolerate the pain? You know, it's if you don't have far to drive, I'd rather you tolerate the pain than cause more of a problem. Life can change in a second. Believe me, I know. And sometimes it's just some things are out of your control, but sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you can be the one in control. But luckily she just went up over the curb, sideswiped the car, went up over a curb and was up on the curb, up on the sidewalk. Luckily it wasn't at school time when the kids were coming home from school, so that was a good thing. But yeah, I think she learned her lesson when it comes to medications. But yeah, my dad used to get mad at me. He used to always say, "You always have to read my medication before I take it." And I said, "Yeah, well, I just want to make sure everything's okay." He understood. He didn't really get mad at me, but I guess annoyed is more what I should said. But that's how you kind of get that way when you're in the medical field. Sometimes that stuff's just like second nature. You like to prevent things before they happen, so you don't have to be there in an unnecessary circumstance. But, all right, now I'm going to go in with um 10% French gray, 1068, and I'm just going to kind of try to blend that in with that. It's not going to be a very dark gray, but I don't want her to, I wanted her to look kind of creepy, but not really bad. And this will kind of just smush out those scars and stuff. Give her a gray tint to her. I know she looks creepy enough. I might get this one done. The only thing I will have to do is basically the background, and I'll have to figure something out for that. And that won't be the big reveal until I either I'll post it, or I'll finish pick, or I'll wait till the end of the month where I do all the finished pages. Okay, she doesn't look too bad. Now there's just one more thing to work on. I'm gonna use, I don't know, do I want to use, no, that's a little too pinkish red. I'm gonna use this dark red, the Tuscan red, PC 938, for these little droplets here and there. I'm just gonna go in and just not shading or nothing. I'm just gonna make it dark. Let's see, she has a little bit of stuff on this one. I can see there was like little spots here and there. I'm just gonna put them all dark, the dark red. I'm just hoping that this isn't all a puddle of it, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's a lot of loss there for that little chickie. I sure did pick a creepy one for today, didn't I? I'm just going to do a few little lines here. That'll blend in when I do another red color over it. Isn't it weird how the blood in your veins are blue, and then when it hits the oxygen air, it's red? Okay, let me see what I can do over top of that. I can do crimson red. That might work. PC 924. Yeah, that one works. This is pretty hard here, getting to the edge. Hope I'm getting better at keeping you in frame. I'm trying to be more mindful of that. Sometimes I get so into it that I don't even realize that you're not with me. Alright. And then, last but not least, we're going to do those stars in a dingy color, and it's going to be, the winner is Goldenrod, PC 1034. I don't want a really bright one, bright color, so. Yeah, I don't. Let me get back here and look at what I was using. Oh, I was using this guy. I'm just going to make those dark in her face. Okay, now, her teeth are a different story. So I'm going to use peach, light peach, 927. And I'm just going to go around the teeth a little bit here. Make a line around them. And then I'm going to go in with a, if I can find it, with another regular peach. Let me see what this is. That was a light peach also. I know I have a regular one around here somewhere. Good lordy Lou. Never when you want to find it do you find it. I have like 500 light peaches. You know what? I'm going to use this one. Light Flesh. It has a little yellow tint to it. 927. I'm just going to go into those teeth. I know this is more for the face, but I want to make them look a little. I'm going to add a little yellow to them because they're not like. I'm going to add a cream color, 914. That's a little bit better. It's a little more yellow. Oh, and I see a spot that I missed with this. Right here. And I'm not sure. I think that might be her eyeball. So maybe we'll give her. Oh wait, hold on, peoples. I'm gonna give her this color eyeball. It is good Lord, 913. I cannot read it for the life of me. Spring green. Give her that color eyeball. That looks creepy enough, right? Alrighty, she is done. And there's our creepy little girl who seems to be splashing in puddles of yuck, right? Oh, let me see how you see. Yeah, you can see her pretty good. She's really, really, really scary. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the background later. Alrighty, we did it. We made it through Terrible Tuesday. In the adorable, creepy coloring book. This one I got off of Temu. I like it. It was cheap. It was actually, I think, maybe $2, if that. I'm not quite sure anymore. This is the cutest picture in the whole book. Next to the pussycat in the back, which I thought was cute too, but, because, of course, I love kitty cats. Now, isn't he cute? No, he was the cutest one. Alrighty, thank you for stopping by and listening to me jibber jabber about stuff. And stay happy, stay healthy, stay colorful, creative, stay creepy, stay true to yourself, stay strong, stay focused, stay kind. And stay tuned for my next video. But before you go, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. If you have already, thank you so much. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.